of strategy involved in the launching of a bow and an arrow. For any archer with their target in sight, the bow and arrow in hand, they stand ready to release with all of their might. Now, the mighty Zulu tribe, originating from South Africa, were the first set of archers in our precious motherland, Africa. Even then, over 64,000 years ago, to hunt for their family, to hunt for their tribe, the lead archer had to take a stance. He holds the bow directly at its center with one hand, and with the other, pulls back the arrow and the bowstring, flexing the limbs of the weapon he can barely blink. Now the elastic energy is stored so that when our archer releases with full force, cries of bull's eye are endorsed by his perfect hit at the target at the center. You see it? That underneath all this analogy is the focal reality that an archer is actually a leader. A leader whose aim is at a central target, which in more literal terms is the common goal of his followers. A leader who, even as the pressure is getting worse, maintains their steady stance in a way that does nothing but inspire. Just as the archer must with practice hone the skill of marking the bull's eye, a leader from trial and error develops the craft of guiding their followers to the finish line, a destination that they fortify. Now recall the draw that the archer must make. The difficult pull back of the arrow and the string, stretching the muscles, delaying the release, seemingly surmounting the task that is associated with hitting the bull's eye. But realistically, this drawback is momentum building, the most important part of an archer's trajectory. For a leader, their followers are the drawback of the string, the momentum builders. For the leader's weapon to go far, they gather the enabling launching power by going together with those that they serve and empower, so that the release of the arrow is backed by the fortitude of their empire, making archery, making leadership, what you may think is a one-man play, in actuality a strategic team sport. But here's the thing. An archer's stance is transient, because time cannot help but pass, bringing with it the full force of change and transitional ambience. With this passing of time comes the need for a new individual to pull back the arrow. But the strong leader, as they step down, fears not about the continuity of stability, because they know that when they pulled the bow, they did not do it alone. They pulled with the intention that they would soon hand over to their successor. And so for the past year, as the graciously elegant Senegalese Khadija Ba, and sweet as sugar, wholly positive and affectionate Ebere from Nigeria, pledged their loyalty to the African Business Club community of MIT, the premier slow group pulling off this event. They chose to be resilient in their resourcefulness and purposeful in their priorities, not aware of who would succeed them, but confident that their service had empowered the right people. So that an Ethiopian woman as unmatched as a connector as Lily Wonderson, unbeatable in the works of empathy and sociability, would take over with a new vision to amplify the gift, knowledge, and beauty of Africa. And that she would do so along her principled and inventive Nigerian co-president, who is about to make vibrancy, efficiency, and a home away from home the standardized pillars of the ABC. And oh, I'm so sorry, but have you not met our conference chairs of the day, who have put in nearly 10 months worth of the mental and physical labor, including sleepless nights, to run a 48-hour endeavor? Victor Obiahu, a Nigerian man who puts the fun in fundamental leadership, and who optimistic spirit and quick ability to tough situations perfectly complement his Ghanaian co-chair Haidar's consistency in showing up, his discipline in delivering efficiently, and his ability to relate to everyone with incomparable empathy. Needless to say, they have finished work. They can retire. so that Amos Akoto and Chizi Obioha can take over. Know about you, but I can already see how Amos's spontaneity and tough tenacity, coupled with Chizi's intentionality, ability to care deeply and be fully present, will blend into an original, unseen fusion of co-chairs who will shake tables of expression of the talent of the Africans in this area, innovating a one MIT, a family united and expressive like never before. Now, do you see the beauty of our continent on this stage, where Senegal meets Ethiopia and Nigeria meets Ghana, so that even clashes over who has better jollof are called off to achieve a unity fueled by humility and long-term for the sake of a humanity. Because to be African now means that we draw our bows and arrows. It means that with strategy and resilience, we gather the elastic potential energy from the pullback of our weapons. And at the extremes of that pull, we release those arrows. Never a miss at MIT, we release with accuracy. We release, standing tall on the shoulders of past leaders like Kenyatta and Mandela, like Selassie and Nkrumah. We release for innovation, release for change. Thank you.